Our top story, where tensions are really getting tight before a meeting between President Biden and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
The European leader was outraged after NATO members announced there's no timeline for when Ukraine can join the alliance. Jared Hill has the latest.
High stakes in a highly anticipated one-on-one between President Biden and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The meeting comes after Zelensky criticized NATO's reluctance to give a timetable for when his country could join the alliance, though they did offer a consolation, announcing Ukraine's future is in NATO, but first the country has to make democratic and security sector reforms. NATO's Secretary General called it a major breakthrough.
This will move Ukraine closer to NATO.
Zelensky wrote it was absurd to place vague new conditions on Ukraine without setting an actual timetable for NATO membership. The question of when comes as the alliance persuaded Turkey to agree to admit Sweden following an earlier decision to include Finland. But many NATO allies worry doing the same for Ukraine now could bring NATO into direct conflict with Russia.
It's not something that can happen in the middle of a war.
Member countries are increasing shipments of equipment and investing in training Ukrainian pilots to fly F-16 jets, an effort Pentagon Undersecretary Colin Kahl says won't be quick.
We're talking about, somewhere between 6 and 18 months, depending on how well the Ukrainian pilots do.
Meanwhile, Russia is watching closely. A spokesman said the agreement to admit Finland and Sweden into NATO is clearly bad for Russia, and his country is prepared to take countermeasures. Jared Hill, CBS News.